What's going on guys, it's Unknown Player here, and today we're going to be talking about the King's Fall Raid Challenge Mode, which we know is the next thing coming to Destiny in terms of new releases, and it's going to be a new way to introduce the Raid mode, but in a slightly different fashion and give us some new rewards. So Bungie in the weekly update stated a little bit more details about the King's Fall Raid Challenge Mode, which we knew was coming on the way, but we don't know exactly when, but now we actually know it's going to be in early December. So again, it's not a specific date. We can probably estimate it will be one of the Tuesdays in the beginning of December, so probably the 1st or the 8th of December. I would expect it to drop, but they also gave us some information about how the challenge mode is going to work and how you complete it. So on each reset, so every Tuesday, the raid is going to appear as it normally would, but when you select it, one of the bosses in the raid, so one of the 3 bosses out of the War Priest, Golgoroth or Oryx himself, one of those 3 bosses are going to offer their challenge for the week. So each week there is one selected boss where you can be able to get the reward from, and they're going to have their challenge displayed on the actual director, so you'll see it just like you would see a Nightfall burn. It's going to be a modifier, and it's going to appear on your screen when you select either the normal or hard mode raid, because we do know that these challenge modes do appear in both normal and hard mode. So what's going to happen is that each boss is going to offer up their challenge in the reset, and for that week you're going to be able to attempt it. It seems that the way they're going to make it a difficult challenge is by making the encounter a lot harder by removing one of the objects that of course you need to stay alive. So in Golgoroth they mentioned that this is going to be very difficult for people who use the one orb strategy. So again, it's kind of an example of how we're not going to be able to use the room to our full potential, and we're not going to be able to heal ourselves or do max damage. It's going to be made essentially very difficult, and almost like in the hard mode of the Crota raid, how we didn't have the challenge, it's going to be very similar to that, and we're basically going to be very restricted and possibly going to have to do a flawless run. Like possibly in Golgoroth, you maybe have to do the entire encounter in one rotation and never lose his gaze, meaning you have to do all of your damage to him in one rotation. If you lose his gaze, then the Tablet of Ruin fills up and it probably wipes you. And the War Priest, it could be a similar thing. Maybe you're only allowed to lose, say, one of the monoliths, so it could be a similar situation like that. I can't imagine what they're going to do with Oryx. Possibly the aura in which you will take cover in won't be able to heal you, and enemies can still shoot you, and of course you can still take damage while in that bubble. That would make it very difficult, because you couldn't use Touch of Malice and just spam away at his belly. You have to use actual normal weapons. So possibly these are the kind of things they'll add, but of course I want to see you guys leave comments down below. What do you think they're going to add to make this really hard? Now of course it's going to be really hard. We're going to get rewarded in turn. So what are these rewards going to be? We know so far we're going to get 3 emblems. So these include these 3 you can see on screen right now. This first one is for the War Priest, the second one is for the Golgoroth boss, and the third one is for Oryx himself, and these are among the rewards. We also get 1 calcified fragment for each of the bosses, so that's how you get the final 3. Perhaps there's also a way that when we get all 50 calcified fragments that we're going to get another award from the game as well. We don't know what's going to happen when we get all 50. I'm assuming we get something, possibly a hidden exotic weapon. Who knows at this point? I'm assuming we get something for getting all 50 calcified fragments in the game. And then on top of that, there could also be further rewards too, because Bungie said when they initially announced challenge mode that they're looking at good ways to reward us and appropriate ways to give us rewards for doing this hard challenge, because you're not going to do this hard challenge for no reason. It needs to be worth it, not just for an emblem or a calcified fragment. There needs to be a reason to do this challenge every week, because once you get the emblem and the calcified fragment for the first time, there's going to be no reason to do it again. So I'm assuming they're going to give new exotics, and each boss fight possibly you'll be able to get a Nightfall tier reward from the actual loot drop, and perhaps this is how they're going to introduce the actual new exotics they're going to be introducing, like the Year 1 remakes and also the ATS-8 Tarantella and the Twilight Garrison. If you missed that video of the new exotics coming to Destiny, I'll link it in the description, but it's very possible that that is going to be how they're introducing these new exotics into the loot stream. Of course, this isn't going to be a huge deal for Destiny. It is still the same raid. It's just going to be a little bit different and you get some cool rewards, but this is a good thing, because this is one of the last things that Bungie has been holding back in terms of taking King, and once that is down, that means that the next expansion is even closer. So I'm expecting possibly a few weeks, maybe a month after the King's Fall Raid Challenge mode is already out and done. I'm thinking the next expansion's got to be announced soon, because they're definitely going to be adding some new content to the game, and this is very good because it means Taken King is nearly over and we're going to get even more content very soon, which of course we're all very excited for. We all want new content for Destiny, and it should be very soon from after this King's Fall Challenge mode raid drops. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Give it a like rating if you have. Of course, any updates with these new exotics and the King's Fall Raid Challenge mode, I'll be sure to keep you guys up to date on my Twitter profile, which is in the description, and right here on my channel, which you can subscribe to keep up to date. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys on the next one.